Hello, witches and magical souls, and welcome to Wayward Witchery. I'm Pandora Darkmoon, tarot reader, witchcraft mentor, and lifelong witch. This space is for anyone on their soul's journey, whether you are a curious beginner, have been dancing with the moon for years, or simply feel the magic without needing to name it. Today we are diving into boundaries. So grab a cuppa, settle in, and let's get witchy. Boundaries. Just saying the word can make us squirm a little, right? Guilt, fear, rebellion, maybe even a touch of defiance. Especially if you were raised to be polite, selfless, and endlessly available. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They are sacred circles of protection. They are magical, necessary, and yes, totally rebellious in the best way. Today we are going to unpack why boundaries are so hard, why saying no is actually sacred, and how you can start creating your own energetic circles without guilt. And yes, this applies even if you're a witch, healer, empath, or anyone who's tired of being drained. Why do boundaries feel impossible sometimes? A lot of it comes down to conditioning. From a young age, many of us have been told, be nice, don't make others uncomfortable, self-sacrifice is noble. If you're an empath, caregiver, witch, or someone naturally tuned to others, this conditioning hits hard. Then there's the spiritual guilt trap. Society, and yes, even some corners of the spiritual world, can confuse compassion with compliance. You might feel like a bad person for saying no. But here's the thing. Struggling to set boundaries isn't failure. It is learned survival. It's often a lifetime of learning how to put yourself last. And now, you are unlearning it. Take a deep breath and let that sink in. Your nervous system isn't broken. Your heart isn't greedy. You are literally just trying to survive in a world that conditioned you to overgive. Here's the thing. Boundaries don't start with other people. They start inside. You can't protect what you don't believe is worth protecting. If your self-worth is based on what others think, their approval, their opinions, their expectations, boundaries will always feel like an uphill battle. Shifting your self-worth criteria internally is huge. This isn't ego, it's energetic sovereignty. It's the quiet, firm knowledge that yes, you do matter. That your energy, your time, and your presence are precious. And when you operate from that belief, saying no isn't mean or selfish. It is essential. Think for a moment, if you truly believed you were worth protecting, how would that change the way you show up? Realizing that boundaries might be a good idea is just the first spark. It's like discovering a hidden door on your soul's path. But here's the truth. There's no instant switch to flick that suddenly changes your self-worth criteria. It takes work, lots of it. Unlearning years of conditioning, untangling the shoulds, the musts, the learning to tap into your own inner strength. Basically, it's like casting a long, slow spell on yourself, except there's no wand, only patience, and maybe a really good cuppa. Way back when I first started attempting to apply boundaries, I remember how I would want to say no, but I would say yes. Inevitably, this would mean spending an evening of absolutely miserable small talk and boredom and finding myself wishing I'd rather stayed home. Eventually, I upgraded a little where I could say no, but I didn't really mean it, so I'd say no apologetically and feel the need to justify my no and make 1,000 excuses. This was a step up, but I wasn't quite there yet. With enough work though, I got to the point where I understand that no is a sacred spell. Now when I say no, I mean it, and I don't feel guilty because I understand how necessary these boundaries are in order to prevent my own burnout. If I've burnt out, I'm no good to anybody, not my clients, not my family, not my students, and not my friends. So really, it's for the greater good. Once you believe that, it really does get easier. This is where self-empowerment comes in. When we start shifting our self-worth internally, when our sense of value comes from our own integrity rather than external approval, something incredible happens. We begin to reclaim the energy we've been giving away. All those hours, attention, and emotional labor that went to people-pleasing, that's power you get back. And it's yours to use consciously, whether that's for self-care, creativity, or magical work. Yes, even if your cat judges you for ignoring their demands, some boundaries are non-negotiable. Okay, real talk, I would never ignore any of my cats, but this is just in theory, right? Think for a moment about where your energy has been leaking, in friendship, work, family, or online. What would it feel like if you have just a little of that back for yourself? This truly is a fascinating journey because it asks us to take a hard look at ourselves, our integrity, our accountability, and the ways we've unconsciously let others dictate our worth. And here's the best part. Once you start, the journey feeds itself. Each boundary you set, each no you speak from love, strengthens your inner authority and makes the next step feel a little easier. Imagine each no as a little spell of self-preservation. Poof! Energy restored. Let me share a little secret from my Wayward Witchery sessions. Many seekers find that this inner work is the most rewarding part of the process. It is challenging, yes, but it is also transformative, liberating, and deeply magical. And the beauty is, you don't have to navigate it alone. Support is available for those ready to honor themselves fully. Think of it as calling in your coven, except the coven lives in your own mind and heart, and they never steal the cakes and ale. Take a deep breath and imagine holding your own energy in your hands. How does it feel to finally protect this, instead of handing it out to everyone else? So, what do healthy boundaries look like in real life? They're not rigid walls. They are not about punishing anyone. Think of them as conscious, flexible energy gates. Saying no can be loving, and it doesn't require a long justification. And let's be honest, sometimes the only magic you need is a polite but firm no. It might look like scheduling downtime without guilt, or trusting your intuition when something feels off, even if the person is nice. Healthy boundaries are sustainable. They're about protecting your own energy so you can give from a full cup, not an empty one. Even in nature, boundaries exist. Thorny hedges, winter hibernation, day and night cycles, all are protective. And if nature can do it, so can we. Bonus witchy tip: hibernate a little too. It is totally underrated. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your energy as a protected, glowing circle. This is what healthy boundaries should feel like. A lot of people wear burnout like a badge of honor. But here's the truth. Giving without receiving is spiritual malnourishment. Boundaries don't make you less powerful. They make you more sustainable. You can serve, love, and create magic without draining yourself empty. For those of us working with energy, be it witching, energy healing, or doing readings, burnout is a very real danger. Our work demands that we tune in and share a lot of energy in the process. The only way to prevent disastrous burnout is to take time out and recharge. Meditate, be outside, journal, whatever works for you. But the bottom line is that our recharge time is necessary and sacred. This recharge time must be protected from any interruption, which requires firm and healthy boundaries. I have developed a very strict no work after hours policy in my own life. I don't even look at work emails on weekends, and my screen time is limited to chatting to close friends and family if I go near a screen at all. Selfish? No way. If anything is so urgent that you need help after hours, you probably need a doctor or a lawyer. What I can offer can wait until Monday, which means you'll get the best of me, not a diluted, exhausted, burnt out version. But I'll be honest, getting to the point where I could convince myself to apply these boundaries was quite a challenge. The problem is that I love my work. It's not really work so much as a calling. It did take quite some convincing to accept that I had to take a break, or I would end up being of no use to anyone. Your energy is sacred. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you a more powerful, grounded, and present version of yourself. And remember, even witches need a day off, preferably with tea and a blanket, and of course a few cats. So let's add a little witchy perspective. Think of a boundary as a protection circle, not punishment. Your energy is like an altar. Would you let muddy boots trample it? No way! And neither should anyone else. Saying no is like casting a small spell. No protects your time, your energy, and your magic. It keeps you aligned with your integrity and allows your gifts to flourish. Boundaries are literally sacred spells. If you can, take a moment to visualize drawing your own energetic circle around yourself and really feel its protection. If you're in the midst of learning to honor your energy, you are not alone. Many seekers come to Wayward Witchery in exactly this phase, ready to shift from self-sacrifice to self-honoring. And yes, it is hard work, but you don't have to do it alone. Explore sessions focused on empowerment, healing, and clarity, all without any fluff or nonsense. all designed to help you thrive sustainably. Remember, saying no is sacred. Your energy is precious. And boundaries, they are magical. Thank you for joining me at Wayward Witchery today. I hope something in this episode stirred your soul. If you are feeling called to go deeper, I offer tarot, clairvoyant, spiritual growth and witchcraft mentorship sessions via Zoom, email or pre-recorded video. You will find all the details on waywardwitchery.com. Until next time, keep your heart wild, your ethics strong, and your boundaries firm.